The UK is a popular country for people to go and trying to find some experience in another country. But like any other country, there are rules and regulations surrounding work permits in particular. In this 3-part series, we try to find answers to some of the most commonly asked questions surrounding work permits to the UK. It gives me great pleasure to welcome Ashley Fleming from Bindmans, one of the top legal offices in London. Ashley specializes in immigration, asylum, and nationality issues for the UK, and she joins us to go through some of the most commonly asked questions about immigration to the United Kingdom. Ashley, welcome back to the Canadian Expat.
Hi, good, Alan. How are you?
I'm doing very well. Hope you had a great week.
Yes, good, thanks.
Now, last week we talked about whether or not you need a job offer prior to going to the UK or prior to applying for an application. And you mentioned that you did need that in some cases. Can one go to the UK while the work permit is being processed?
Not really, is the sort of short answer, I'd say. So normally when you apply for a visa, you will submit your passport as part of the application process. So for practical reasons, that's just not possible to then travel to the UK. There is an option in certain decision-making posts where you can pay a supplement and keep your passport whilst the application is being processed. So technically, someone could travel as a visitor and come in for a short stay and leave the UK. But however, if someone enters the UK as a visitor, they're not entitled to work. Okay, so they would not then be able to just stay and take up the job once their visa had been processed. They will have to return back to Canada, have their passport, which was in their possession, endorsed with the entry clearance vignette, the visa that allows them to travel, and then make the journey back. So it would be a lot of toing and froing, and it wouldn't allow the person really to settle and get on with starting a new life here.
Very good. Now, here's something that's, I think, on a lot of Canadians' minds anyway. We've heard that with Brexit, there's going to be a lot of issues in getting visas. Is that true? Will it become more difficult to get visas once Brexit comes in?
So Brexit's happened. You know, we've already left the EU. We're in this transitional period up until the end of the year. But the immigration rules haven't changed for Canadians. Okay, so at the moment, the rules are the same as they were before the end of January when we left the EU. So the rules that are changing are for European nationals. So they will become like all other nationals wanting to come to the UK. They won't have any special requirements or rules for them. They will be included with everyone else. So there is some amendments to the rules coming forward in January next year, although there's not very much detail on that. But generally speaking, the routes that we've discussed, they're here to stay. So they will still be options available for Canadians in the future.
Perfect. So let's assume I've applied for a visa. I've acquired one. It's been approved and I've planning to go to the UK. Can I bring my spouse with me?
Yes. So most visa routes do allow you to bring your dependent, spouse or civil partner. They would have to apply as your dependent when you make your application or after you've had your visa granted. And you could bring children as well if they're under the age of 18 to join you as well. So your family could move together to the UK.
Would they be permitted to work as well?
Yes, yeah, your spouse would be permitted to work. And the interesting thing, actually, if you're here yourself as a Tier 2 migrant, you're tied to your employer, but your partner would be free to work for whoever they choose.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So I've moved to the UK. Everything's great. I've got my permit. I'm working.
Fantastic.
Maybe my spouse is working as well. And my employer decides to end my contract. So I no longer have employment with that employer. Does my permit automatically expire then, or am I able to find another job?
So yes, what will happen in that scenario is if your employment is terminated, your visa will be curtailed. So that means it will be cut short. So you are, however, given a grace period. You're given a 60-day period to essentially find a new job and make a new application to stay, or make arrangements to leave the UK. So it's not an immediate, okay, you've been terminated, you have to leave straight away. There is some leeway for you to try and make alternative arrangements.
Phew. Thank you.
Okay. Yeah, I should say that only applies to tier 2 visas, right? Okay. So obviously those on the global talent or the ancestry aren't tied to their employer. So if their job ends, then they, their visa doesn't, and they have the chance to find something else.
Perfect. Ashley, once again, thank you so much for answering all the questions that we've had. It's been fantastic having you here.
You're very welcome. I've enjoyed it. Thank you.
Bye now. And thank you for watching. If you'd like to find out more information about work permits to the UK specifically for your situation, please contact Bindmans directly. Their information is below. If you've liked this video and if you found it interesting, please hit the like button, and I would invite you to subscribe. There's a lot more to come that I think you'll find very interesting. Until next time.